Soraya is a pure Sumatran tiger bred in Germany. She is one of only 200 or so Sumatran tigers in the worldwide breeding program, which aims to help preserve one of the most endangered animals on the planet. Soraya is about to fulfill her role in this fight for survival. Just over 3 months ago, Soraya was mated with Raja, Tiger Island's male Sumatran tiger, also from Germany. Now, as her delivery time draws near, she is restless and constantly shifts her position in an effort to get more comfortable. Her whole body contracts every few minutes, indicating that the birth can't be far off. Raja paces in the background like a typically anxious father. Soon the wait is over. The world's newest Sumatran tiger has arrived. She weighs just over 1 kilogram and is a welcome addition to the Sumatran gene pool. Each new cub dramatically increases the chances that Sumatran tigers will survive. While the cub's instinct is to feed, she first needs to recover from her transition into the world at large. As a first-time mother, Soraya does what she can to respond to the needs of her new cub. She seems unsure of what happens next, and her initial contact is very tentative. Then, with increasing confidence, she grooms the tiny cub as if urging it to embrace its new life. After the effort of birth, both mother and cub are exhausted. Even so, Soraya continues to groom when, seemingly without further warning, a second cub is born. Also a female, she complains at this unwelcome upheaval in her life. Watching from the sidelines, this is a completely new experience for most of the Tiger Island staff.
I didn't really expect them, one, to be so small, and apart from that also to be so helpless. I just assumed that being a tiger and never having the experience to have met a cub before, that they'd actually be quite developed when they were born, but I was surprised to find out they were just like a kitten or a puppy.
Soraya senses that her ordeal is over and that these 2 healthy cubs make up the complete litter. She now settles down to some much needed rest. The cubs have also found what they've been looking for, a seemingly endless supply of warm milk. It's now the first morning after the birth, and although Soraya is an excellent mother, the Tiger Island team is anxious to give the cubs a first-hand checkup. But there's a difficulty. Soraya was not fully hand-raised and is likely to have them all for breakfast if they enter the den box while she's still there.
This case was a little bit different for us because ordinarily with the cats we interact with, we would literally be in there with the birthing process. But with these ones, because they're protected contact, we were sort of on the outer. We're watching, we're just viewing the whole time, and it builds up that expectation of very, very shortly, we're going to be the ones in there doing what mum's doing, and you can't wait, and that builds up a bit of emotion as well.
They'll have to wait until she takes a break and leaves the enclosure. The time comes soon enough, and the boys are on hand to do what is necessary. Daily health checks are critical to ensure that the cubs are getting enough to eat and that there are no unexpected health issues to deal with. So far all is well. Soraya is an excellent mother and her young ones are rapidly putting on weight. The cubs are becoming more mobile by the day, and late in their second week, one of them escapes from the den box. Soraya retrieves the cub, but seems puzzled again as to what she should do now. But it is clear that she is aware of just how gentle she must be when handling the tiny cubs in her enormously powerful jaws. In the wild, it's probable that about now she would move the cubs to another location. This is mainly a means of protecting them from predators. However, in this secure environment there is no threat, and the domestic routine is soon re-established.
The Sumatran tiger is a critically endangered species. They're found on the Indonesian island of Sumatra, and I guess it's a region that is isolated. So it's a habitat that is very pure, I suppose, but unfortunately is being destroyed. And as a result of that destruction of habitat, the Sumatran tiger numbers are declining rapidly. This is also in conjunction with the fact that their body parts are still used in traditional medicines, is having a catastrophic effect on the numbers in the wild of Sumatran tigers. So although our young cubs will not go into the wild, they are extremely important to allow us to raise awareness of the plight of the tiger in the wild, but more importantly also raise funding. Funding is extremely important because the country that they're from, the Sumatran tiger, is not able to fund their own conservation efforts through whatever reason, so it has to come from elsewhere. And we're very privileged to be involved in that, and we consider that it's basically our duty that we're looking after Sumatran tigers, certainly as well as Bengal tigers, but our Sumatran tigers, we're pushing as much of the funding that we can into the habitat where it's needed, and it's desperately needed.
At Tiger Island, we believe that to have cats that are well conditioned and have a better lifestyle, it's important to start working with them at a very early age. So at 2 to 3 weeks of age, we remove them and then start hand raising them. We've been asked countless times, why do we do it? Why do we hand raise cubs? Is it a bad thing or a good thing? And the animals that you get from the hand raising process can cope with life in captivity a lot better than cats that aren't hand reared. So it's very important, I think, to give cats a quality existence in captivity. We can't just leave them. They're not in the wild. These guys are going to be in captivity for their entire lives, and we want to make it as positive a thing as possible for them. There's criticism from different people about removing cubs from their mom at an early age. We've been doing this program and been hand raising cubs for over past 35 years. Had 125 to 150 cubs that we've raised the same way. We've never had a female who pined for their cubs. They return to normal activities within a few minutes to maybe an hour or two. So it doesn't seem to be detrimental to them. And the life of the cubs, and as they grow into being adults, is enhanced in so many ways. The stimulation that they can get by the fact that we're there with them, working with them, taking them on walks, performing behaviors with them, is very important. And also it increases the chances that we have to raise awareness about their plight, the chances to raise money that's going to go ultimately to conservation efforts in the wild is enhanced many, many fold by the fact that we start this hand raising process as young cubs.